Hey everybody, what's up? First of all, for all my regular subscribers, this is another podcast about the TV show Lost. So if you're not a fan of the TV show, that's all I'm going to talk about. So now's your time to close this window. Maybe leave a comment, say you were here, but it's all about Lost, so you can shut the video off right now. Second of all, for all of you people who watch Lost, I'm talking about season 4, episode 4. I believe it was called Eggtown or something like that. It's a story involving Kate. I'm going to talk openly about trailers or about spoilers and things like that that happen in this episode. So if you have not watched episode 4 of season 4, hit stop now. Hit stop because I'm going right now. All right. Here we go. Holy shit. Did you guys watch this last night? Wow. This show, the one last night especially, I had a reaction to it just like I did the season 3 finale, where I actually laid awake last night thinking about it, and I felt like felt shaky, and I just felt weird seeing the path line that now Kate's character kind of took. Before I touch on that, I wanted to talk about a couple things. I jotted some notes down here. One of the things I get a lot of my theories and ideas and Easter eggs and stuff from our podcast. You can go to the iTunes Music Store. You can subscribe to them for free. There's one called The Lost Podcast. It's the official ABC.com one, and it's hosted by Damon Landoff and Carlton Cruz. They're the producers of the show. They tend to write a lot of the main episodes, some of the major episodes. They do it about once a week, sometimes twice a week, talking about the show. They're a little bit dorky, but watching the show, watching the podcast, and then seeing like the recap shows and stuff like that, Carlton and Damien really have a hands-on approach. They were writers, so they haven't been doing it because of the strike. They really have a hands-on approach to the show and the fan base, and they actually listen to the fans and have changed a few things based on the fan voices, the fan's voice. So check out the Lost podcast, and also there's one I just found. It's called something Lost with Jack and Jake. If you go to iTunes, go to the far left side under categories, click on podcast, and do a search for Lost. Those two will come up, and they've both been very enjoyable, just hearing people call in their theories and whatnot. So that is just some business for you guys. A podcast, basically, it's a big 30 to 60 minute MP3 that you can put on your iPod. I like listening to it when I'm driving or working out or at work or something. So it's cool. It's like a radio show. It's very cool, and it gives me a lot of insight. So that was my notes from earlier this week. Now the show. Wow, how many of you saw that coming with Kate and Aaron? I knew it was a Kate flashback episode. We already knew she was one of the Oceanic 6. And I kept waiting. The whole story was about her and Sawyer, but they made a point of saying she wasn't pregnant. They made a point of saying she didn't have sex with Sawyer last night. But she kept talking about her son. And it didn't make sense to me. I love that Kate character. She's so vulnerable, and you see the mess she's gotten into, but you realize why she did it. So her storyline was kind of devastating to see her go through that, and to see how quickly she took that 10-year plea bargain. And at the end, when she goes home, I was still expecting to see Sawyer there, because I had heard that they were going to show another one of the Oceanic 6. I never in a million years thought it was going to be Aaron. So it looks like Sawyer is out of the question unless that's him in the coffin. Although there's one Oceanic 6 person left. Aaron, who is Claire's baby, looks like he's about 3 years old. And on the island, he's probably a month or two old. At first, I'm like, why did Kate steal the baby? She's a baby napper. She's a kidnapper. No, something happened to Claire. Why is Claire not with her child? And why has Kate taken on, call this child her son? And, interesting, Jack and Claire are half-siblings. They both have the same father. I've heard that this might come up. So Jack is technically the uncle. So what did they do, or what happened so bad that Jack isn't willing to see this baby to be with Kate, who he obviously still loves? I love the story, how Jack came to her defense, how they do have a relationship together. I found it interesting when Jack stood up in court for her, and he mentioned that there were 8 people that were saved, and that 6 survived. 6 were the Oceanic 6. So it sounds to me like Kate and Jack have this story that they're lying, and they're in, I think I used the word already, cahoots together. Um, and if you remember back to the Hurley episode, Jack asked Hurley, "Did you tell anybody yet? Did you tell anybody?" So they're all in cahoots about where everybody else has gone. What did they do that's so devastating to send Hurley back into the mental ward, and that Jack doesn't want to see Kate's baby, and that where's Claire? Why is Kate being the mom of this? Technically, if she got pregnant on the island, she could have had the baby. Um, if it takes them 9 months to get off, so that they could say that it was her, and they could have said Claire was dead, so that could be all a false identity thing. Um, so what does this mean for Kate and Sawyer? The way they're looking, it's not going to be together. Um, Let me see here. Some other thing. Okay, the Oceanic 8. They said in that courtroom there were 8 people that were saved, 6 that ended up alive, the Oceanic 6. So when somebody or whoever finds them on that island, there's 8 people. And then there's the Oceanic 6 who survived. And Aaron is one of them. So now we have Jack, Kate, Hurley, Saeed, little Aaron, and there's one more. That one does not include Ben. Does it include Locke? I have no idea. It's up in the air. Now when you see that they made Aaron one of them, that was brilliant. That was a stroke of genius. So who are the other 2 that the media or somebody knows about, that it's public that they were on? And what happened to the rest of the people? My theory, my crackpot theory, is that these other 2 are Sun and Jin, and that they somehow get killed or something in this, but who knows. Now, this brings up a lot of questions about the funeral. Who was in the coffin? A lot of people are thinking it's Ben. Is it Saeed? Did he backstab them? I think Saeed is working for Ben in order to protect the people on the island. That would almost make more sense now, knowing that Kate isn't around, or Claire isn't around to be with her baby. What could be so horrible that separated this mother from her child? I never saw that coming. Even when Kate, they were showing Aaron, I just thought, she's not good with kids, and she's going to end up pregnant with Sawyer's baby. So that's that. Okay. One other couple other sidelines real quick. Faraday, that's the quirky guy with the tie. At the beginning of episode 2, when he's crying, when he sees the Oceanic, or when he sees the plane found, that a caretaker says to him, "Why are you crying?" I watched the enhanced version. It said it's not his wife, it's his caretaker. Last night, Charlotte, the scientist with the reddish hair, she was doing some kind of like memory therapy with him with those playing cards. What's his story? Why is he damaged goods? What's his deal? And speaking of Kate, or of Charlotte, her full name is Charlotte Staples Lewis. The initial C.S. Lewis, the author of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. They're messing with us with these names now. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I'm sure you guys know that story. Another name, somebody did a freeze frame on Ben's passport. And whatever name it was the name of Sherlock Holmes' arch rival. So they're messing with us. Locke. What's going on with Locke? Is he crazy? It seems to me like he's trying to be a leader and he just never can. And Ben knows that. And last week, he tried to be a leader. He didn't find the cabin that Jacob, Jacob. So he looked bad, and then he started bullying Hurley around. And that's the moment Hurley has decided is bad, and that this guy's crazy. All right, my time is up. I do not have enough time to talk about this. I want you guys to comment, and I want you to comment with each other, so I don't just have to respond to all your comments. Comment with each other. Create a dialogue. This was awesome last week, and we can create a real dialogue. Get to know each other. Do it through these comment sheets. This is an open forum discussion. Discuss. Bring your crackpot theories to the table. This was awesome. Talk to you guys later. Bye.